Okay, moving into 9.3, what we're going to do today is start learning how to solve quadratic equations. To solve quadratic equations, there's the first way you could solve them is by graphing. And all you have to do is graph the equation. This is the equation you're given, x squared minus 1 equals 0. You need to rewrite it as a function, so y equals x squared minus 1, and then graph that, and you're going to want to make a table, an xy table, choose some x's. Now we have to square these x's, so you want to choose really small x's. So of course, let's choose -1, let's choose 0, and let's choose +1. And then let's also choose, let's say 2 and -2. So if I square -1, I get 1. Subtract 1, I get 0. If I square 0, I get 0. Subtract 1, and I get -1. If I square 1, I get 1. Minus 1 is 0. 2 squared is 4. Minus 1 is 3. -2 squared is 4. Minus 1 is 3. So I can graph those. So graph the first point, -1, 0. Graph the second point, 0, -1. 1, 0. 2, 3. -2, 3. And then I have my curve, which you expect to have whenever you graph a quadratic. Now at your points where your graph crosses the x-axis are your solutions. So x is -1 or +1. Your x-intercepts are your solutions. So the second one, again, you're going to make a table. Let's make the same table. So x, y, and let's choose the same numbers. -1, 0, 1, 2, and -2. So if I square -1, I get 1. Square 0, I get 0. 1 squared is 1. 2 squared is 4. -2 squared is 4. And then graph those. -1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 4, -2, 4. All right, when you connect those, the only x-intercept is 0, so that's my answer. And then the third one, same table. -1, 0, 1, 2, -2. -1 squared is 1, plus 1 is 2. 0 squared is 0, plus 1 is 1. 1 squared is 1, plus 1 is 2. 2 squared is 4, plus 1 is 5. -2 squared is 4, plus 1 is 5. So -1, 2, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, 5, and -2, 5. Connect. Look for where it crosses this axis. It doesn't cross it anywhere, so that means there's no solution. Okay, the other way we can solve it is solving using square roots. When you do that, what you want to do is, you want to get x squared by itself. The only time that you can solve using square roots is if you only have an x squared term. So that's a key thing. You can only have the x squared term, meaning I don't have an x term. Okay, so we only have the x squared term, so we're going to solve for x squared. So you're going to plus 75. What you're trying to do is get x squared by itself. So you're left with 3x squared equals 75. Then you divide both sides by 3 to get x squared by itself, and you get x squared equals 25. Now, you got to get x by itself, so you're going to square root both sides, because the opposite of x squared is going to be the square root of it. Square root of x squared is going to be x. The square root of 25 is going to be plus or minus 5, because because 5 squared is 25 and negative 5 squared is 25. So my answers are positive 5 and negative 5. Okay, so for example, A here, if I add 36 to get m squared by itself, I get m squared equals 36. Square root both sides, and I get m equals plus or minus 6. For B, subtract 15. I get 3x squared equals negative 15. Divide both sides by 3. And I get x squared equals negative 5. Take the square root of both sides, but we run into a problem because you can't take the square root of a negative number. So that means that this has no solution. All right, and then the last one here, subtract 16. Trying to get d squared by itself. So I get 4d squared equals 0. From this point on, the answer is 0. I'll show you why. There's get d squared by itself, divide by 4, and you get d squared equals 0. The square root of 0 is 0. So that's your answer. Okay, these are your questions for tonight. I want you to pause the video, bring these to me tomorrow, and I'm not actually going to give you the answers on these. So you need to show all of your work or you won't get credit. And bring these to me tomorrow. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Remind 101 is the best way to ask. I don't always check my email, and I don't check those, and I don't check that. So Remind 101 would be the best.